Up next in our Japan series is the crazy neon city of Osaka. We also visit Nintendo Land at Universal, a day trip to Hiroshima, and no visit to Osaka would be complete without visiting Dotonbori and Shinseki. So let's get to it. We caught the train from Kyoto to Osaka. It took 40 minutes. You can use your JR pass, or local trains are really affordable at costing under 250 yen. We stayed for 3 nights at the Swiss Hotel in Namba, which is a prime location in Namba Station. You'd assume it would be busy and noisy, however we were on the 23rd floor. It made for fantastic views across Osaka and a beautiful Zen garden. We'd recommend staying a couple of minutes walk away from Dotonbori Street because it can be very loud and noisy throughout the night. The highlights of our hotel included a swimming pool and public bath to soothe our tired feet, a great location and walking distance to most of the tourist attractions, including Dotonbori. So on our first day, we went and explored the area of Shinseki. I would recommend doing this more at night because there's a lot more things going on, but make sure you head on over to the Susenseki observation deck. We didn't go inside as we wanted to explore the local area, but you can book a free tip-based tour to cover the whole area. We'd recommend Osaka localized, and you can find the link in the description. We then headed over to Shinseki Street, also known as the New World. Shinseki is a time capsule of old-school Osaka street life filled with arcade machines, neon lights, quirky shops and hidden bars, and absolutely delicious street food. Along the street, you'll find several games, a bit like in a fairground. We won a box of Milky. For the fun of it, it was well worth the 500 yen. Next, we headed to Dotonbori, which is the most famous part of Osaka. I'm sure you've seen plenty of pictures of the famous Glico Man sign. Dotonbori is filled with towering neon signs, clubs, bars and restaurants serving local specialities. It's perfect for doing a self-guided food tour along the street, so be sure to make sure you've got your camera out. Here's a few things you don't want to miss at Dotonbori. Make sure you walk down the neon lit street at night. Also, you need to pose under the Glico Man sign. So this sign is the unofficial mascot of Dotonbori. It's a large neon lit sign based on a man running on a blue track directly positioned above the Dotonbori Bridge. The billboard was first erected in 1935 as an advertisement for Glico, which is the Japanese food company that produces poke and pretz. Next, you want to make sure you try out some of the specialty food. We tried the 10 yen stringy cheese coin. It's a sweet bread with mozzarella inside. It's so delicious. You can also catch a river cruise. And then finally, don't miss the massive arcade stores. We visited one which had 5 floors, and each floor was dedicated to a different type of game. Day number 2 was all about Universal fun. We caught the subway from Namba Station to Universal City. When you first get off the train, you enter into City Walk, the area full of restaurants, bars, and the Universal store. Nintendo World is one of the main attractions, along with Harry Potter. And they have the new Donkey Kong ride, which opens in December 2024. This park is quite unique because they have lots of Japanese anime rides, as well as having the Jaws ride. As there's so much to see and do in Universal, we've dedicated a video to our full day in Universal, so check it out. We're going to show you how to get time tickets into Nintendo World so you don't miss out, what the food is like at the Toadstool Cafe, and what areas you need to visit first to minimise your queue times. We spent a full day at Universal from 9 till 6. In the evening, we headed back to our hotel and went to Namba 10. It's a fun Japanese bar located in the Swiss Hotel. As we booked a table, they gave us free access to a private karaoke room. The bar also has arcade machines, pool tables and board games, all free to use. We ordered 4 dishes to share and got unlimited drinks for 2 hours, costing £50 or $80, so much more cost efficient than going to a karaoke bar. Make sure you add it to your itinerary. Day 3 was actually one of my favourite days in Japan, where we went to Hiroshima and also seen the Itsukushima shrine in the water. So we started the day by catching the Shinkansen from Osaka to Hiroshima. It took about 2 hours, and then we caught the JR Shanzhou line to the Miyajima station, which is 25 minutes away from Hiroshima, costing 420 yen one way, all covered in your Japan Rail Pass. Once you get to the station, it's a short walk to the ferry port, where you can catch a ferry to Miyajima Island. It's a fabulous island. This is where the famous shrine with the floating torii gate is. It's a spectacular sight to see in person and one of our Japanese highlights. Miyajima is a small island in Hiroshima Bay. It is best known for its forests and ancient temples, lots of them. We spent 2.5 hours in Miyajima. You could easily spend half a day here because it's full of local food, oysters, cakes and souvenirs, as well as some beautiful walks. So the most convenient route to go from Miyajima to the Peace Park in Hiroshima is a small ferry which goes from Port 3. When you first arrive, head there straight away because you can reserve your time and your seat. Because it's small, there's limited availability. It's a little bit more expensive than the JR train. However, it's much more convenient as it takes you directly to the Peace Park and costs about £10 or $13 per person. So when you've arrived by ferry, across the bridge is the information centre. Go in there and grab yourself a map. They also stock a range of Hiroshima drinks, which we found delicious. The Peace Park is beautiful, full of memorials for those affected by the atomic bomb explosion. There's even a museum that walks through the story of the local residents in the area impacted. It only costs 200 yen, so make sure you check it out. Don't miss the Flame of Peace. This represents two wrists joined together. The two wings on either side represent two palms facing up towards the sky. The flame was lit on August the 1st, 1964 and has been burning ever since in protest of nuclear weapons and will continue to burn until there are no nuclear weapons left on Earth. Next, we visited the A-bomb site in Hiroshima, also known as the Hiroshima Peace Memorial, and is the only structure left standing near the hypercenter of the first atomic bomb, which exploded on the 6th of August 1945. And it remains in the exact same condition after the explosion today. It's a real surreal experience as you can see all the rubble and decay, and it gives you a small glimpse into the effect the explosion would have had on the local area. The dome now serves as a powerful symbol of the disruptive power of nuclear weapons and is a call for peace. This site is part of the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park and has been a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1996. Make sure you check it out. For a snack, we headed to the Lucky Bakery where they serve a vast selection of cakes. We then caught the 5:50 p.m. train back and arrived in Osaka at 7:30 p.m, just in time for a private karaoke session. No Japanese trip is complete without hiring a karaoke room. We went to Pasella in the Dotonbori area. We paid for 2 hours of karaoke in a standard room, included unlimited soft drinks, and we ordered food, which they brought directly to the room. They offered an English menu with a large selection of different food choices. Being in the main entertainment district is slightly more expensive, costing 1,750 yen, so about £9 or $12 per person for karaoke. And with food and drink, it totaled about £50 or $75 for the three of us. On the morning of our last day before heading back to Tokyo, we visited the Osaka Castle. It's stunning and well worth a trip. It's free to enter the park. If you want to go inside, we'd recommend booking tickets online because there's a massive queue outside. Drop us a comment to let us know which of these attractions you're most excited about visiting in Osaka. So there you have it. We found Osaka very busy, loud and bustling, a little too busy for us, as we found that you couldn't really move onto Dotonbori Street after sunset. We also struggled to find vegetarian options throughout Namba. However, top tip, if you download the Happy Cow app, this is a dedicated app to vegetarian and vegan restaurants. And this is how we found our restaurants on the first night. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give us a thumbs up. It means a lot and really helps our engagement for our channel. And don't forget to subscribe to make sure you don't miss out on any more epic Japanese itinerary ideas. You also need to check out our video on things you need to know before visiting Japan. But for now, we'll see you next week in Tokyo.